Hi there, back once again, and this is Joe from Square XO, and I'm joined by Rebecca.
Hi everyone!
And today we're here to talk about Square Enix, Ubisoft and Nintendo as we continue our E3 coverage. Now we've already brought you what we think of EA, Microsoft and Bethesda, and when we record our next podcast, which should be tomorrow as we're recording this, that will be dedicated to Sony, as you would expect. Save the best for last and all that. Well, whether it was the best is debatable, but it's a Sony podcast, so we'll just say it was for the sake of argument. Okay then, so before we start, don't forget to follow us on squarexo.co.uk, twitter.com/square_xo, and if you can back us on patreon.com/squarexo, you get loads more lovely content. Soon we'll be changing our Patreon to try and mix it up a bit and make it a bit better for those who do back us. We just need to figure out those bits and pieces. But for now, let's just get on with our E3 coverage. And don't forget, one more thing, check out the website because we've got it all rounded up there in writing as well. And there's a ton of reviews been put up recently as well. So yeah, you'll want to check out the website definitely for E3 goodness. Okay, so let's get started. Square Enix, not a lot to say, is there, Rebecca?
Not too much, no. I think my major problem with this conference is that the one thing that I was looking forward to, and I assume a lot of people were looking forward to, was shown first. And I think probably a lot of people saw that and thought, oh, well, there's nothing else to watch. I'll just, catch up on the rest tomorrow. Obviously, Shadow of the Tomb Raider was one of the big ones. And then you've obviously got, let me just find my notes. Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's already been announced. Was that Microsoft that was announced at? So
yeah,
I think
it was shown at Microsoft.
A lot felt quite rehashed, and it didn't really feel like they brought anything new to it. I'm pretty sure the trailer was like almost exactly the same.
It was shown at Sony as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It's been on most of them. Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, we had that. We had, like you say, Tomb Raider.
Just Cause 4, but once again, we've already seen that.
Yeah.
Lots of Final Fantasy stuff.
It was just kind of like a bit meh, wasn't it? A bit
meh.
Yeah. We're not real bored about it. It's almost like we could just go, yeah, it was a bit meh, right, let's move on to Ubisoft now, because that's kind of...
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of how we felt about Square, all of us, I think. I'm not the just Square fan anyway, but I mean, there is games I like from them. I said earlier, I don't really like Square, but then I thought to myself, well, Tomb Raider, Life is Strange, there are games I like. Juicy X, well, there wasn't a new Juicy X announced, was there? That was a bit of so I mean, yeah, there is games from them, and obviously you've got that free Life is Strange which is coming out. That's a nice surprise. So I mean, those are positives, but the way it was just a video basically of trailers, wasn't it? It was a bit boring.
Yeah, I mean, they did go into a bit of detail for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like you'd expect. They were talking about how, the gameplay would work. They were talking about how like sneak and stealth is really important. Another extended trailer, which was nice to see. We got to see a bit of gameplay. But for me, it really did just feel like, in order for it to be more effectively used in the conference, it should have been put in the middle or last, just so people were wanting to carry on watching Square Enix's conference, because I honestly thought, oh, well, that's the big one for me. Is there going to be anything else that's worth hanging around for? Because the rest of it, I'm just having a look now, there was Stormblood Final Fantasy Online, Final Fantasy Patch 4.3, Monster Hunter World crossed over with Final Fantasy Online. It's just a lot of the same, if you know what I mean. Not really anything exciting.
There was nothing really to say to make you excited. So, I mean, I think we've summed it up as best we can, basically, because there's not really a lot to say about it. So I guess we can talk about Ubisoft, because that was a bit more substantial and a bit more exciting, really, wasn't it? Now, Ubisoft, I'll tell you what I thought. I'm not... Of the conference, I guess I can just talk about my thoughts on that first. I don't know about the dancing panda at the start. That is a bit
wacky, aren't they? I think Ubisoft
but I quite like it. I think I know it's a bit wacky, but and the dancing panda was probably went on a bit too long.
Yeah.
But I quite like their wackiness. At least they're enthusiastic and happy about their games. And
Yeah.
did you notice? I don't know if it was just me that noticed. Maybe I've just got super extra hearing or something. But did you notice they left the
Left
mics
their
on?
mics on. I did hear, yeah,
That
that.
was so
One of them
funny.
one of them said like, "Oh, that was really good." And then someone else was like,
Yeah.
"Wasn't that good?"
Yeah, the woman goes, "Oh, we nailed it."
We nailed that. And then
and
someone's
then
like, "Well, it was all right."
and then I think somebody else apologised to somebody going, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened," or whatever. And it was
Yeah,
quite
they
funny hearing what they were saying behind the scenes. I was
did. It
like,
was
"Oh,
so
that's
good,
quality."
yeah.
And I never noticed them. They mentioned that on Twitter, and I'm thinking, am I the only one that's noticed
No,
that?
no, I heard it too. I actually thought, have I got another browser that's playing audio right now? Because
Yeah.
where is that sound coming from?
No, that is bizarre. So yeah, that happened, which is funny. And then
Yeah, that's crazy,
I
aren't they?
quite liked. I don't know. There was some games that made me think, yeah, this is okay. The Skull and Bones, I quite like the look of
Skull and Bones
actually.
looks really good.
It
Yeah,
looks like Sea of Thieves done right to me.
it
Like
does, doesn't it?
it's like it looks like it's got proper action in it. It looks like you're not going to get bored after 2 seconds like you do in Sea of Thieves. It looks like it's got a bit of substance to it, which I quite like. And the combat with the ships and stuff looked quite
Yeah, that was
interesting.
really good. I liked how for that bit they were talking about that there's real importance on like fortunes and then the weather and trade patterns, and it sort of feels like a real existing world rather than something that's just stationary until you involve yourself in it. But yeah, I agree. I think the graphics was really good on that. I liked how they were talking about. They did like a gameplay where they showed you taking down a ship, but you weren't strong enough on your own, so you had to enlist the help of the pirates. But then once that you'd taken down that ship, it all reverted back to we're all pirates. We all want the treasure. Everyone goes back to being rabid, and I really liked that. I think that really stuck true to the nature of the game because it is, a feral pirate game at the end of the day.
No, I did like that, and also Assassin's Creed. I mean, I'm not really a big Assassin's Creed fan, but I like the way they're going. Oh, it's like becoming like an RPG now, which
Yeah.
kind of makes my eyes light up. Think, no, I can make my own character. I can wander around, and it's kind of no pressure to get things done. It was sort of making me think to myself, I could maybe do this. That could be quite fun.
Yeah, I think as well, like the fact that you can sort of choose. It's definitely becoming a big thing. This choose your own narrative implementation. I liked the fact that you could. It wasn't just standard. Oh, you've got to go through the game, and your narrative choices are limited to what they are. You have to say, oh, I did this, and this person saved, and I saved this person, but I killed this one. I like that you can lie, and it affects everything about the game as well. So yeah, I think it looked really good. I do think the gameplay looked a little samey as Origins, but it is essentially the same game, just rehashed in a different environment. But it looks really good. Graphics look really good. It's coming 5th of October, so
that's
quite
exciting.
good. Not too soon.
Was anything else stick out for you, like Division 2 or what's the other one I'm thinking of? There was Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. I'll tell you what I did like the look of, is I really like the look of is it Transference? I thought that looked really good on VR. Obviously, that's all about. Let me just find it. That was mentioned as a storytelling narrative with a video game's interactive nature. First-person exploration game where you shift from perspectives of your family members to sort of like find out this
creepy one
truth.
with the dad.
Yeah.
I
think that looked really, really good.
Not getting me near that.
I don't like scary games, but I'm inexplicably drawn to scary games. Oh. So I saw that and I thought that looks amazing. It looks really scary. I want to get involved with that.
It looked too freaky to me.
It really stood out for me, I think. We saw something from that last year, so it was nice to actually come back to it and know a little bit more about it. But aside from that...
I thought the Division 2 looked nice. I mean, that's thing about that game, right? Because I've played the first one, and I quite liked it for a while, but then it was a bit like, I'm bored of it now. It's one of those games where you play for a while, you complete some missions, and it starts to feel a bit samey and empty in places. So to me, it's a bit like, nah, I've had enough of this now. So I mean, but it has something about it that draws you in. I reckon that game, it's got just the way it looks and the way they sort of sell it. It kind of makes you think, oh yeah, I could quite like this game, but you just know that after a week you're going to be like, oh, I'm bored now.
Bored of it, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying not to buy that one. But was that about it? I mean, if we.
I mean, so if we just run over the whole conference really quickly and then point out anything you want to talk about. Just Dance 19, we talked about, that was wacky. That's just what they are. Beyond Good and Evil 2 got an extended trailer.
No, there's the one I forgot about.
That's the one you always talk about, yeah.
I mean, I know there's not really a lot shown, so it's a bit of a shame when you think, no. It looks amazing. Like,
it does look really good.
That drives you in straight away, doesn't it? When you see the graphics were insane. It was just like, what is this? It's crazy. But like, I've never played the first game, so I don't really know that much about it. But they showed a little bit of gameplay, which kind of looked okay, I guess. But the thing that intrigued me is that they want users to kind of fill it out for them.
Do the art for them,
You can do the graphics, the sound, the music for us. And that would be cool. That was a bit bizarre, but it's still nice. I mean, if I could draw or whatever, I'd be going, a bit of art in the game. That sounds good. So yeah, I quite like that idea. What else? Let's go
so Rainbow Six Siege got announced as having a documentary made for it. Was that called Mindset? I wasn't really too fussed about that. No. I just feel like that was just there because obviously the hype for the Division 2 was there. Trials Rising was shown.
That's okay, I guess.
Yeah, that's coming.
Like those games.
That's coming February again. That's another February release game.
Expensive month.
I know. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Donkey Kong Adventure. I did like the live band that they brought in for that. I do like that Ubisoft like to stand out. You know, they think, we could just show a trailer or we could get a live band. I know you obviously talked about it, but it was a bit like in Microsoft when they just started having a rave, and I was like, what's going on right now? Skull and Bones, which we talked about, Transference, which we've talked about, Starlink Battle for Atlas, which I'm not really fussed about. I do think it's cool.
Sure about that one. It looked alright, but it's toys to game as well.
It is, yeah.
Which is a bit disappointing.
And I wish that they would just do, obviously this ties in with our Nintendo one we'll talk about next, but I wish they would just do like an actual Star Fox instead of just bringing it back into existing games. I wish that they would just go like, oh yeah, here we go, this is what you want. I don't know if they're testing the waters. No. Then For Honor got Marching Fire expansion, which is added a new faction in. Didn't really fuss about that.
Not fussed that game.
The Crew 2 is getting an open beta. It is releasing June 21st, so that is in a few days.
Yeah, it's bizarre because the game's out, not that one.
It's yeah. I think it opens 2 or 3 days before the full game comes out. So I guess it's just like a dip your toe in the water.
I'm going to try and review that one if we can. We'll see.
Yeah. Then it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and then that was it. Then it closed. So.
Yeah. So I mean, we covered just about everything. We forgot Beyond Good and Evil 2, but I mean, to be fair, it wasn't really much to say about it that much.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, it's kind of like something you're going, well, it is there, but it's not really a game yet. So there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they are in the opposite position to Sony. You know, where Sony obviously have got their big games set out, and they just need to do trailers and gameplay footage. I feel like Ubisoft still need to actually bring us something that we will be happy to wait for another, year, another 3 E3s. But no, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate that conference.
It was alright. Okay, Nintendo time then.
Nintendo?
We've literally just watched it, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're recording this right after we watched it, so it's still fresh in our mind. Although, to be honest, the only thing I actually remember from it is Smash Brothers, because they showed it for about half an hour.
Yeah.
Which is quite difficult to watch when you don't even like it.
I like it. So I was all
best
for that.
to talk about that one then. We may as well start with Smash
Just start Smash Bros. Okay, so I really like Smash Bros. It's probably one of the only multiplayer games I play. I play it with my 2 younger brothers and my partner, and all of us are sort of at the same level of expertise. My brothers obviously have grown up with video games, so they're amazing. They kick my ass every single time I play it. So I've always been excited for another installment to Super Smash Bros. I like that they announced that it was the Ultimate Edition. It's basically got every single fighter that's ever been in it. They've added a few new stages, but everything that's ever been in a Smash Bros. Game is essentially in this game. They showed off a lot of stuff. I think I did like that they went into detail, but sometimes it was a bit like, okay,
it's a bit too much.
There more?
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to, some things it's be like, I'd like to actually save some stuff for the actual gameplay when I'm experiencing myself and be like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know you could do that. Now I'm sort of going into it knowing, oh, I can, if I dodge so many times in a row, I'm weaker. But I really liked it. As I said, I'm looking forward to that. It's coming on December the 7th, so it will be Nintendo's Christmas game, which will be successful, I think, during the time
to
of
be
year.
honest, I won't be playing that at all.
I will.
I just don't
100%
get it.
will.
I just don't. I don't get it.
I don't know. I just don't know how. I just think it's just when you find like the right people who want to play it all the time, and I just think every match is different for us. It's just something that we've all played for years now, since the Wii one came out. So it's just like a little bit of a tradition. If I didn't have those guys to play it with, I might not be as excited. But because I've got like a team already, I'm like, I can't wait. I'm excited.
It's because it's that type of game, innit? You just need to play with
yeah, exactly.
So what else then? What else?
So I guess the other, there's quite a few. Fortnite is coming to the Switch.
Kind of now, I think.
Kind of now. Yeah, an hour after the conference, so I'm assuming that is out now. I think that was predictable. We all knew that was going to happen.
People will be excited about that one.
People will be. I think that's a smart thing to do, to drop it today. I think people knew it was coming though. People were expecting to see it. Not really a fan of Fortnite at all. I'm kind of fed up of hearing about it. If I'm being honest, it's just everywhere I go. Like, did you have a go?
But I wasn't really into that much.
I would just worry that I'd become addicted, and I don't need another addicting video game.
No, I know. There was also Xenoblade 2, is that right?
Yes, Xenoblade 2 open world trailer. That's releasing in September. Once again, that's not really my thing. I bet Dan likes those.
What was the first game shown? Because
that was Daemon X Machina. Daemon X.
Who was that from? Because I remember.
I didn't actually see who that was from.
I swear I saw the developer at the end, and it was
I think you're right. I think you did.
Like,
have a look.
Back to me. Is it? It's not Suda or somebody, is it?
Not too sure.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, if one wants to find out. But yeah, that was just like a mech suit fighting game. It was quite intense. I think for the start of a Nintendo Direct, I was expecting something like lovely and soothing, and then you get rock metal music and everyone's screaming and there's these giant robots fighting each other. But no, I think there will be a target audience out there somewhere who look forward to that. So
what was the one with the Mario? Was it a Mario Party?
Mario
game?
Party. That's another one I'm looking forward to. I think that one looks great. I liked how in that they showed you that if you have two Switches, you can utilize the screen of the Switch. So you can basically make the arena you're playing in bigger, or you can, like extend battles by sort of like connecting them together as like a dominoes piece. I thought that looked really good as well. What else have we got? They showed loads of mini games for that as well. I don't know about you, but you probably don't like Mario Party either, do you? No, I didn't think so. This is why I really wanted to come on tonight, because I wanted to talk about Nintendo.
Whereas I'm sitting here going, no.
You're just like, what else can I do for an hour?
There was just nothing for me. I mean, if they'd said, oh, here's Animal Crossing or something, that would at least got me a bit excited. Do you know what I mean?
I'll talk about this more tomorrow on the actual podcast, but I've been a little bit disappointed on all the things we were like promised, and that we only got like a handful of them, but that's for another time. So Super Mario Party, which we were just talking about, is releasing on October 5th. So that's another game in October. That's the same day that Origins, that's the other one, Odyssey is coming out. There's quite a few in October as well, actually.
We've got there was no Metroid either, was there?
No, there was no Metroid. There was Fire Emblem, Three Houses.
Yeah, but haven't we already had a Fire Emblem for Switch?
We have, yeah. So
it's a bit like, I don't know. I don't know why I have a Switch. I think it's just because it exists I have it. 'Cause to be honest, I don't really know. I think it's for me. Because I'd like Pokemon. I like Animal Crossing. They're two games I think's pretty cracking. I quite like it. I quite like the system. I think that's what the problem is. I like how you could just take it anywhere in the house and play it. And there is some good games in that. I mean, I can't say all the games are terrible, because obviously a lot of the games are really, really good. But I think it's not really my favourite. They really aren't my favourite publisher at all. They don't do enough games for me that I like. If they did, because I'm not really a Mario fan, so if you take Mario out of the equation, you're kind of stuck. But saying that, I'm quite looking forward to Mario Tennis. That could be quite
Yes,
fun.
Mario Tennis looks
And I've
quite
saw
good.
some other good games today that I thought, oh, there was one that Konami announced that was it was a sort of old style sort of track and field sort of game,
Oh yeah, yeah, I
which
did
could
see
be
that.
quite fun. So
Yeah.
I need to check that one out. So yeah, I think there is games, to be fair, that I do like on it, but I think it's not. It wouldn't be if I could only choose one system. That would be the last one I would choose. Do you know what I mean? But
It's just
yeah,
personal preference, isn't it? Because
exactly.
I don't have a Switch, but because I've sort of grown up with Nintendo and I've always had like a core Nintendo console in my house. I've always had every Nintendo console. I just borrow a Switch right now, so I've always been really invested in what Nintendo were doing. What else? I liked they did an indie section. I thought that was missing from PlayStation's conference. Once again, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Wasn't it?
But I like the indie section. They announced Overcooked 2, which I haven't played Overcooked, but Overcooked
that's a
is
good
the
game.
first one I'd get.
Overcooked, I like that. It's good.
Yeah, Overcooked 2 looks really, really good. If I get a Switch, I'll definitely get Overcooked 2.
I can
They
imagine
announced
Overcooked's more I mean, I don't know how you play it in Switch, but it's a lot more
Yeah.
fun on a PlayStation.
Yeah,
I would think on a
it's
big
quite-
TV when you're all got a
quite
controller and
frantic,
you
isn't
can
it?
play together. I mean, it's really good in PlayStation because you can all over DualShock and just run around, and you've got the big, nice graphics. I imagine it's better on PlayStation than it's on Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
to me,
is it on the PlayStation? I feel like
it's on
it
there
is.
first,
Yeah. After that, there was Killer Queen Black, which is coming 2018. And then The Hollowed Knight, which is available from today, including previous DLC. That's been on PlayStation as well, I think. So yeah, quite a bit. And then they announced, well, they didn't announce, they talked about Octopath Traveler, which we saw at another conference. Square Enix mentioned that as well.
Yeah,
and then
interesting. I'll need to check that out a wee bit more.
the only other thing, because they did announce a section of indie games and other games, I just could not write all those down. It was way too fast. The other thing they mentioned was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which they showed off the Pokeball Plus, which is quite I don't know. I just can't imagine that being a feature that will last a long time.
It's another gimmick in it, but
yeah,
it's that I don't know. I'm quite intrigued by Pokemon because obviously it's a Pokemon game, so that's kind of, I guess that's one of the reasons that an Animal Crossing is probably 2 reasons I would own a Switch. So it's not a proper RPG, is it? But
not quite. No. I do like that I think that it's trying to like testing the waters of like seeing how a Pokemon game would operate on the Switch. But I thought the Pokeball Plus was quite cool. Obviously, you can like transfer things from your Switch to your Pokeball Plus. You can use it in Pokemon Go. They're obviously trying to keep Pokemon Go a big thing because obviously it's kind of died down a little bit since it's summer where it was just insane and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's already been announced today. That's 16th of November.
I quite like that you can transfer your Pokemon Go
I do think that's pretty
cool. New game. That's a good idea because I mean that Travis downstairs, he likes to play Pokemon Go and he's got hundreds. So I mean that's kind of an instant sort of thing for him where we go, no, I can put my Pokemon.
You can just move them over. But yeah, that was about it. Like I said, there was a section that I completely missed, like in my notes. Yeah. There's like a section here where there's just nothing.
Everybody's watched it anyway. We're just giving our thoughts. So I mean, out of those three, right, what would you say was the best?
Probably Ubisoft. And then obviously I'd say Nintendo. I mean, I don't want to be harsh and say stuff like, I've seen people saying that just because you can have a conference, you shouldn't have a conference with Square Enix, because I do like how they showed the Tomb Raider. Obviously, nobody else went into the gameplay detail. Nobody else sort of explained the modes like they did. If they weren't there, would another conference have shown that? You don't know. But I didn't hate it. I just thought that it was sort of structured wrong with the way they just went, here's a trailer, here's a trailer, here's a trailer, here's a trailer. PlayStation did exactly the same thing, but because they were big games, you were sort of like, ooh, this is exciting, rather than, another game.
Okay,
especially when they were so samey.
I'm going to put you on the spot, and then I'll tell you mine, but tell me your top 5 conferences in order then.
My top 5 in order.
Explain, just tell me what they are.
So I would probably say my favourite was Microsoft. Second favourite is probably going to be Ubisoft. Then I'd say Sony. Then I would say Nintendo, Bethesda, and Square Enix, because Square Enix is like the extra one on the end.
Okay, right.
I just thought Microsoft. I don't know. I don't know if it's because they announced Dying Light 2, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
my top 5 would kind of align with yours in that I would have Xbox top. What people be going, he's choosing Xbox top.
I know.
Because it was the best conference.
It
was
was
the best conference. It flowed nice. It had loads of games. And it just didn't feel awkward. So, I mean, there's why it's the winner. My number 2 is Sony. I did get a bit annoyed. We'll talk about this one podcast, obviously, tomorrow. I did get a bit annoyed that it broke
at the
up.
intermission. Yeah.
That was annoying, but I think they salvaged themselves after that and showed some amazing games. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm trying not to talk about it.
I know, it's so tempting, though, isn't it?
It's like, we won't. Then after that, I have to say I was kind of between Ubisoft and Bethesda, but I think Ubisoft just kind of won it for me over Bethesda, who I've got as 4th place because I just Elder Scrolls 6. So I mean that's all I need to make them number 4 for me. And then I have to go for EA because
oh my god, I forgot about EA.
I put EA in just because
I completely forgot about EA.
There's some games I'm quite excited for that were talked about, like the Star Wars game from Respawn and FIFA 19, which I'm always a big fan of. So, I mean, there's things in EA's that I think, I'm quite excited for them. Square was born as anything. Okay, I mean, although it was a close call between Square and
Nintendo
EA, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because EA's was that bad, but, I mean, I think after EA, I would probably put Nintendo, then Square right at the bottom for me.
I think it just depends on what you... I mean, like Wong said, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I didn't really leave the conferences finding like a lot of games I was excited for. So obviously you and Nicole loved like Bethesda. I watched that conference, and for me there wasn't really a highlight. It was just I knew what was happening and I wasn't really shocked. I like Microsoft because we got Dying Light 2. I liked the EA section. Not EA. Who showed Sea of Solitude? Can't remember who that was.
That was EA, yeah.
That was EA, yeah. So I liked EA, Sea of Solitude, and then the rest of it from Sony I liked, but there wasn't anything... Basically, there wasn't Bloodborne 2, so there wasn't anything where I was like, what? Dying Light, so for me. That's why Microsoft just went...
what of the whole thing so far is Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, you see...
Dying Light 2 as well, yeah.
That's got to be my favourite. That's why I put Microsoft first.
Okay.
But, right, we'll talk about it more tomorrow because there's a lot. I want to say a lot.
We'll wrap this up. We've done quite well to cover all 3 of them. We've already covered EA, we've already covered Xbox and Bethesda, so check out all those videos. Come back for our podcast, which will be dedicated to Sony, of course, and we'll talk all about that during our podcast. We'll probably just dump our normal format and just talk about Sony's conference, and if you've got a way you feel about that conference, then make sure to mention it on Twitter to us, and we'll try and include you in your thoughts in the podcast. Also, what was I going to say? I was in a good flow there, and now I forgot what I was going to say, damn it.
Something about the written recap, we've got that going on.
Yeah, check out the written recap, but that's not what I was going to say, but check that out. And I can't remember what it was, and it's really annoying. This is what happens to your brain when you've had a lack of sleep.
I love E3, but I am so glad it's over for another year, so I can go to sleep now.
We can have sleep now, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know what I was going to say. Your top 5. I want to know your top 5 conferences in order.
5 out of 7.
Put them on our Twitter as well, along with your thoughts about Sony's conference, and we'll read out what we can on the podcast and videocast when it's live. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to visit the website, visit us on Twitter, and back us on Patreon if you can, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for now. Bye.